Say that again.
We are live.
We are.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Steve.
It feels like we did this already, but that was because we recorded your Patreon podcast a few hours ago.
Hi, everybody.
Patreon.com/Dana Coldares if anybody wants to hear or also watch Dana's podcast that I am the
not up quite yet.
Well, but just in general. In general.
Cara, that's okay. You don't have to be ready right away. We're not watching the episode yet.
Yeah, we have our customary opening chit chat. So yes, we are, for those of you who are joining us and are hoping to watch along with us, which I'm hoping is all of you.
Breeze.
There you go. If that's how you want to play it. We are watching Deep Space Nine. We are watching Season 6, Episode 4, Behind the Lines. So if you have not already done so, go ahead and cue that up wherever you happen to have it and have it paused on 0.
About rule followers, those who stay behind the lines.
Behind the lines, yes. It's exactly. It's about playing tennis,
mm-hmm.
And observing the foul lines.
Oh, I was thinking basketball.
Basketball too, sure, absolutely. When you're at the free throw, the free throw line,
or the free point line,
the free point line, I gotta practice my free throws.
Good luck with that, Elmer.
I'm gonna beat that rabbit in Space Jam 3.
Oh. Travis, but
there have been a lot of dick statues since you left, Dana. Yes, I know you probably haven't been keeping up with the show, but yes, there was at least a 2-episode runner involving dick statues.
Yeah. Silly chain. Yeah, it's been a long time, but here, as sort of a way to look at it, next week we're gonna watch DS9 again. That's right, because we're 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. 2 weeks Deep Space Nine, 2 weeks Poirot from now on. So, Sarah, I'm guessing when you say you just started rewatching DS9 with the daughter has not seen it before. So it's not a rewatch for her. So she's skipping this so that it's not a spoiler. Well, tell her she's got a whole week to watch, the other 5 seasons and change.
To catch up. Just plow through it, kid. It's summer vacation.
Yeah, this is the era of the binge watch. And that's right. That's exactly what she would have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Azalea, we're doing it this way from now on because for the rest of Poirot, it's all Poirot episodes that we're going to split across 2 shows. And it was actually Kara's idea.
Mm-hmm.
So blame her if you don't like it. Yes, Kara, episode 4, season 6. Yeah.
But at the
Air
same
One
time,
Fire, I couldn't do that easy when I was a teenager because binge watching wasn't really an option. Because we just had regular ass TV.
Yeah. So, Travis and Liz, let's be honest. Got to give the public what it wants.
Dick statues?
Mm-hmm. Well,
but apparently not in our show because my character cannot get rid of those statues. They are not selling. The Amanda statues are sold out. The Steve statues, there's quite a bit of back inventory.
So Amanda has dick statues?
Oh no, hers don't have dicks. No. But they are in her likeness and they have proven much more popular. Yeah.
You'll leave me on it. So there's a cliffhanger at the end of the next episode that we're going to watch.
Well, sort of, I guess. Yeah.
Because they all 1, 2, 3, and 4, they all kind of.
Because we're starting on episode 4 with this new format. So it's 4, 5, and then 6. Because it's a 6-episode arc at the start.
Well, we've been on more than a month-long cliffhanger at this point, haven't we?
Well, that's true because we had some time off. Yeah.
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 So it's really not a big deal because what happens is I just forget. I forget about
exactly.
It. And I forget about it, and then we come back and I'm like, okay, I think I got this.
And Deep Space Nine is pretty good about you know, they'll have the little previously on montage at the start to kind of catch you up on the pertinent stuff from the previous episode that you're going to have to know for this episode to make sense. So, no, Philip, I didn't see the trailer for the Bruce Springsteen movie. I know what I'm watching as soon as we're done here. No, I
Ooh,
haven't. I did see the new IMAX trailer for Superman. I mean, it just
there's
keeps looking.
another one?
They are really fucking. I guess somebody must have decided there wasn't enough marketing the last time we did a Superman movie, because there's an IMAX. There's that thing I showed you. They're doing social
Yep.
media marketing. That little video of
Yes.
Jimmy
Oh my
Olsen
gosh, that was
and
great.
Lois. Yeah, they're doing stuff like that. I'm seeing James Gunn releasing like behind the scenes stuff on his personal socials. There was a really funny little video that I saw yesterday of Nicholas Hoult and David Corenswet out of character, but doing a trust fall where David stood in front of Nicholas and he's like, okay, 3, 2, 1. And he did the trust fall, and Nicholas just steps right out from behind him and he falls. And Nicholas, and he says to the camera, never trust a supervillain, but I trust that you will get your tickets to see Superman. And I was like, that's like that's like an old fashioned radio ad or something. I mean,
yes.
that's just.
David, you've been chosen.
Congratulations. Sean O'Sullivan, the Sulu trailer. I don't even know what that is. There's a Sulu thing that has a trailer? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, David, you are stuck now. You can't get up. You were officially incapacitated.
Yes, and cat. Yes, it's up to the cat now. Kara, thank you for the super chat. Says this one's for you. What did you think of the Voyager episode "Latent Image"? Just watched it. I thought it was great. Just curious. That's the one where the doctor. Spoiler alert for this 30-year-old Voyager episode. That's the one where the doctor finds out that they've been secretly erasing his memory, I believe. That's a good episode.
You believe? You're not 100% certain, nerd?
It's Voyager. My recall on Voyager. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. I tend to remember the good Voyager episodes. Latent Image is a good one. Yes, I like it. Okay. I like it a lot. It's definitely one of. Oh God, Robert, seriously? Which is better, Enterprise or Strange New Worlds? Seriously?
He hasn't been around here much, has he? I guess. I mean, because I know that.
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I've seen some Strange New Worlds, haven't I? We watched an episode of that.
I know you and I together have watched at least 2. Because we watched the pilot together, and then we watched the Ursula Le Guin pastiche.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
No, Strange New Worlds is better, and other than the lack of Scott Bakula, Strange New Worlds is superior in every way to Enterprise. Yes, absolutely. It's not even close. And I'm not like an Enterprise hater, but it's not even close. Like. Oh, cool. Sean says, beam me up Sulu, a doc telling the story of George Takei doing student films in the 70s. That sounds really interesting. No, I haven't heard about that. That's really cool.
Oh, 2 of them doing a riff on the Princess Diaries makeover scene. Yes. Although I really hope one of them has just a big poofy wig for the before. Please. Yeah, actually, who said? Kiraka, wasn't you. Captain, yeah, you said you were going to skip the Poirot episodes. You are missing out, my friend.
I mean, it's your prerogative, obviously, but yes.
Oh boy, that's an old person joke, everybody. Yes. Well, keep in mind, Kara and everybody else, that purportedly that of the United States Army is my understanding.
That's correct.
Because after all, we survived 4 years of Trump before, and he's had birthdays before and not had a birthday parade for himself. So, yeah, and there's it's not good.
No, it's not. It's less than ideal.
On the other hand, the No Kings protests went like really well, really smooth and, well organized. Good speakers, people, motivating the crowd, um, meaningful sharing, connections with other people, meeting new friends, and, lots of support from people who weren't able to go but drove past,
Yeah.
and very very few arrests. So there are definitely some people who are saying that wasn't really a protest, it was more of a rally, but I think at this stage that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the movement is gaining momentum, and this is a great way to get more people who otherwise wouldn't be involved, and especially if they felt they had to be, they were in danger of getting arrested. um it makes it more welcoming, and sort of pumps them up, gets them more connected with other people, and hopefully um gets them to the point where they're willing to do a little bit more beyond just show up and wave a sign. So that
Yeah.
once we have some action steps, that we'll have enough people to make that meaningful. So
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People weren't asked to do anything other than show up,
yep,
and that's what they did.
yep.
So I don't know why anybody would complain. I mean, that was the purpose was let's go out and have a show of numbers across the
Mm-hmm.
country. Let's remind everybody that there's more of us than there are of them, that we outnumber the Trumpers, and that's what happened.
The nokings.org material that was sent out branded it as a day of defiance. I think the use of the word defiance is what's is the quibble there, because
Yeah.
showing up is not really all that defiant, and I think that's fair. So, but
Well, yeah, but then again, I mean, look at who you're defying. I mean, with Trump, if he sees that you have one more scoop of ice cream than he has, he'll consider that a brazen act of defiance. I mean, you know.
I really don't care what he thinks. It's
Well,
I mean, I am more concerned about other people. Like, I mean, he's incompetent. I mean, just
well, yeah,
there are other people running things at this point.
yeah,
That's what I think. So
yeah. Robert Meza says, speaking of Enterprise, I guess, but I do wish Enterprise had gotten another season. I mean, I wouldn't have kicked and screamed if they had renewed Enterprise for a fifth season, but I really don't think the quality of the show was such that it was like a huge loss. I mean, it said, I think Enterprise getting canceled after 4 seasons said more about just the amount of Star Trek fatigue that there was at the time. I think the show wasn't great. It had its moments, but it wasn't great. And it kind of trucked along for 4 seasons and never quite figured out what it wanted to be. And Star Trek had been in production on TV constantly at that point. That was 2005 when Enterprise was canceled. Star Trek had been in constant production on TV since 1987. So that's a lot of Star Trek just being made continuously for almost 20 years. And I think the audience was just like, you know what? We're good. we,
that's
we,
enough.
we can take a break from Star Trek, which is exactly what happened. And then it came back, a few years later with the new movies. And then, it's like, and look where we're at now. We're fucking swimming in Star Trek. But yeah, no, like Enterprise was okay, but it's not like I was crying when I heard that it was canceled. Oh no, not Enterprise, please. Like, no, it was what it was.
And then, of course, there is the continuing news about election tampering. So
Yeah, I'm extremely skeptical of all of that until I see some actual facts instead of, well, this analysis says
yeah,
that blah blah blah. Like, because I mean, look, I would love for it to be true. I would love to think like, oh, our country didn't actually elect that guy. Like, we're not as far over the cliff as I thought we were. But I mean, people on the left are just as prone to conspiracy theories as people on the right, and a lot of us forget that. And a lot of us forget how prone we are to wishful thinking, especially in a situation like this where we're stuck with Donald Trump as the president again. And it's very tempting to say, oh, he didn't actually get elected. He stole the election, you know? I'm going to need to see some proof.
I am there. The real conspiracy theory part of me is saying that they're going to hold, because they really can't do anything about it since.
Well, that's the other thing. There's no mechanism to remove him at this point.
But people would be pissed.
Oh, sure.
So,
it turned, yeah.
So they're holding on to it until about this time of year before the next presidential election. Because if it comes out now, there's plenty of time for things to change and for people to sort of lose focus. Because in 2024, when people were asking, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Well, 4 years ago, Trump's rating was in the toilet. Like, right at when he was running against Clinton in 2016, like, he did a terrible job. He was awful. And, people were saying that, it's going to be close, but there's no way he's going to win. There's no way he's going to win.
Right.
And, I felt really confident about Clinton. And then it didn't.
We all did.
We all did. So and then after several years of his presidency, right before the next election, I mean, Biden won decisively. And Trump's ratings were really low, and people wanted a change. That's why Biden won. And so for people to say, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? What do you think of Biden now? A lot of that is just disillusionment. There wasn't enough of a change. There wasn't enough of an improvement.
Yeah.
So
David Corden has diagnosed the problem. I think American voters as a group have the collective memory of a goldfish. I think that's a huge part of it. Also, Kirok 2011. Okay, this is your fault. I'll get over you. I know I will. I'll pretend my ship's not sinking. And I'll tell myself I'm over you, 'cause I'm the king of wishful thinking. Blame Kirok for that, everybody. Blame Kirok for that.
That was great. And I will say, in all truth, I am so over Trump.
Well, oh my God, I was over him the day after Election Day in 2016.
I think
I was over him before the election. I was over him as soon as it seemed like, oh, he's actually going to get the nomination. Oh, fuck that.
No, I was over him. Hell, I was over him when he was doing the whole "you're fired" thing on the Bachelor.
I was over him when he was sitting ringside at WrestleMania 4.
I was over him when he was in Home Alone and delivered his one line clumsily.
Okay, but that's after WrestleMania 4. So
okay, fair enough. I think.
No, he's always that's the thing. A lot of Trump defenders, they try to make that argument like, well, nobody had a problem with him until he ran for president. Not true.
No.
There were a lot of people who always thought he was a phony and a fraud and an asshole. One of my favorite things to remind people of is, I think it was 1991, 1992, like early 90s. There's a joke in an episode of Mystery Science Theater where they're watching the movie, and the movie is about this group of this Nazi biker gang, and like literal Nazis. Like, one of the bikers has like a fucking swastika flag like in his room, right? And there's a scene where some characters are in this guy's room, and he has a bookshelf, and Joel and the bots are like reading what they imagine the books are on the bookshelf, and they're like, let's see, Mein Kampf, Trump, The Art of the Deal, The Collected Speeches of Pat Buchanan. Like they were making Trump is a Nazi jokes in the early 90s. So let's not pretend that like nobody thought anything bad about him before he became a politician. Oh yeah, Mr. I Love Dance. That's a great one too.
I remember that. Yep.
Donald Grump from
And Air One Fire. Yes. I remember that too. Ugh.
Yeah.
Snake Bit
Yeah.
Cat, you say that, but I don't know that that's true because, I mean, I think there were more votes cast than there have ever been in any election previous. So I just don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer Robert's question and then we can get started watching.
To the,
yeah, Robert says, political question. Should there be a push to permanently weaken the office of the president after Trump before we get a competent fascist down the road? I mean, I wouldn't be against that, but I think I addressed this a little bit on a recent Ask Away. A lot of it is always going to depend on who the president is.
Because we have these rules in place that are supposed to do that, and he's just ignoring them. He's
exactly.
like, I mean, do what I want.
I'm sure that Congress could, impose some higher guardrails for what the president can and can't do, or make it more explicit. Like, okay, the president can't, like with tariffs, like the president cannot do this without congressional approval, like stuff like that. But it's always going to depend a lot on who the president is. Our entire political system, and this is its greatest flaw, but there's really no getting around it. It's an inherent flaw in everything. It really only works the way it's designed to work if the people operating it are trustworthy. And if you can't count on that, the law as written is only going to get you so far.
I would say if the people what are trustworthy?
The people who are actually operating the government, like
the people who are operating the government are trustworthy, or the people are willing to do something about it.
Well, yeah, but ideally you don't want to be in that situation. Like the whole point of having an elected government is that the people aren't going to have to take matters into their own hands other than having elections.
The rules need teeth that are actually enforced, HB Haga.
Exactly. It comes back to, people need to act right.
You can have big, nasty, electrified teeth all you want, but if they don't bite, there's no point in having sharks with frickin' lasers on their head.
I don't ask for much. All I want is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Okay.
I'm with Snake Bit Cat. Bush indeed was horrible, and both of them. And yes. Trump has been worse. Both absolutely accurate on both points.
Yes. Yeah.
Snake Bit Cat, you're right.
Oh, how's that feel, Snake Bit Cat?
Okay. So, do I get to explain?
You can explain how this works.
All right. So we are going to watch Deep Space Nine, Season 6, Episode 4.
Behind the Lines.
The Lines. I got it. I remembered.
Sorry.
Well, I'm very proud of myself, and I want to.
Well, you should be. I'm glad you remembered the title of a Star Trek episode. Good for you.
So pull it up in whatever mode you have. We're watching it on Paramount Plus, and I will say, normally we start at 0000, but when you start it up, you get the little spinning wheel, and then you press pause right away. We ended up at 0001. So if it doesn't go exactly to 0000,
yeah. Get as close as you can. That's fine.
It's fine. I think y'all have all seen it before. I'm the only one this is new for, so just don't tell me anything that happens 5 minutes down the road. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and like you always say, Dana, it's a watch along, not a sing along.
Amen to that. So. Besides, we'd be like 30 seconds off. It'd be very confusing. So then you want to hover over your remote or your play icon or whatever it is. Steve's going to count us in since this is his channel. He's going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And when Steve said play, we all click play, and then we watch together. Woo!
Yeah. All right, here we go. You ready, Dana?
I'm so ready.
All right, I'll count us in, and everybody hit play when I say play. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Time for pizza.
I like Move Along Home, Sean O'Sullivan. It's a goofy, funny, silly episode. And it has Joel Brooks in it.
I remember that one.
There you go.
I didn't understand that.
It's like an element from their weapons, from their phasers, that is depleted. So it's kind of like putting up like shell casings.
Okay. Oh, we're starting to chew.
Captain, I know, right? I'm good at picking things up. Oh, backbreaker, nice. Kira's like, and I'm going home. Yeah, Sean, I don't really think that it works super well dramatically. I get what they're going for. Like, I think it's a neat idea, but it doesn't really play. Like,
Yeah.
it's really
It's
talky.
expository
It's really
dialogue.
talky, yeah. David, exactly. That was the Bane, the over the knee backbreaker, yeah.
Except he doesn't say, I will break you
And
first.
like lift him over his head.
Kwonk.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. You haven't seen that movie. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Dark Knight Rises.
I've heard that.
Dark Knight Rises.
I think, was that in one of the...
You've seen the scene, but you haven't seen the movie, yeah. H.B. Haggard, exactly. He's necessary evil. I don't know, Liz. Like I said, I think it's a little talky. I mean, I like what they're trying to do because it lets you know that like Kira and Rom and the others are kind of stirring shit up, you know, which I think is, and it's a clever way to sort of let us in on that. But it goes on so long, and she says so much, and it's so like complex. I don't know. I'm not sure how else they could have done it, but it feels a little clunky to me.
Kara, yeah, that was what the one Cardassian did. Or no, excuse me, the Jem'Hadar did to the Cardassian. See, look at that. Look at that. Look at all that. Look at all what I remembered. Captain, very good. Yes, very true. The Cardassians always make me think of thumbprint cookies without the filling.
Yeah, the thing in their head, yeah.
Keep smiling, keep
Yes.
shining, knowing you can never count on me. For sure.
We're not friends, we're at war.
Oh my gosh, Sean. Wow. One of my favorite lines in any movie ever. Clive Owens in Gosford Park. You don't understand. I don't care. So good. Snake Bit Cat. Ouch. That's
Oh, I was going to. You're my boss.
Sean, I usually don't have a failure to communicate. I communicate well.
Are you taking a tone with me?
Sean, usually I would sing that one.
Yeah, Caitlin, that's a great point. We could have just found out about it here. When you say you need me, do you mean sexually?
Is it?
You come crawling back.
You say so.
You could be the finest goo in all the galaxy. Come on, Odo, let's be friends. Shake on it, Link. I found some porn on your iPad, Ben. It's not very professional.
No, thank you. Cross-platforming. If you have the opportunity, try for next week. We'll be watching Deep Space Nine, season 6, episode 5. So you've got some time to work on that and get caught up with us.
Congratulations on the promotion you didn't want and clearly aren't comfortable with.
Captain, she's going to command somebody else to drive.
That's right. Or maybe, she's going to drive while she's the captain, like when Phil Collins sang but also played drums.
Glad you made it.
Yeah, Corman J.
Check the time code. We're on season 6, episode 4. This is where we're at. I like boots better. No, I like boots better.
Exactly.
And he rolls his eyes.
God, what a bootlicker. Hi. Anything at all. A bucket. That's all I could think of you might need.
How can I say no? Really?
Good point, Captain. I still don't.
Too bad you let us all down. You should have chosen the soups, not the salads.
You chose the salads.
Every now and then, I have a link think. Mr. I love the ends. I can still see. Oh, you mean on here?
I got it. I fixed it.
Oh,
it blinked out, but I fixed it.
Obviously, I don't have to tell you.
You want to get up in them guts, don't you, Hodo? And I bet you could better than anybody.
That sounds not just good, it sounds super.
I just wish I could tear out this pain inside. What you need is to bust a nut. Get over here.
I love the way she stands. It's so weird.
Yeah. The Last Temptation of Odo. See, for changelings, it literally is a special hug. Snake Big Cat, I love that. Man, if they had Odo smoking a cigarette right here, just give this show all the Emmys there are. She wanted this, and she got it. Did you use protection? I love her body language there.
And yet you are sure that you were able to hide things from her.
Yeah. If I can befriend Hitler, maybe I can change his mind.
Yerp.
Cut to Odo linking with her again.
I'll see you in hell.
Air One Fire asked, do I think DS9 counts as military sci-fi? I think these later seasons of it do, yeah, because it's very centered on the war.
Man, tired. There's no, well, I guess yeah, there's a reason for it. I got up at 4:45. Caitlin, I vaguely remember something about that. Air on Fire. I remember that episode.
She was actually in 2 episodes. Philip, I think this counts as present shadowing of Damar's current alcoholism. I don't know. This Jägermeister looks like it's been sitting out for a while.
Oh, you got a haircut.
Captain, I don't know. I could never drink Jaeger unless it was really fucking cold.
I really like Nog's jacket. That's super, super sweet looking. He was really mean to me. Statues who aren't giving me money. HB Haga, I had one already. I just seen it.
Nice. Nice, Azalea. Sean, I love that works great in text, but sake with Jake doesn't work when you say it. But all the rest of them are great.
Sake with Jake?
Sake with Jake or sake with Jake?
I like the former.
Sake with Jake.
A Bira with Kira.
There you go. HB Haggard, that's the one I was kind of searching for and I didn't get it. A beer with Bashir. That's it. That's perfect.
We'll do that. Group hug, guys. Group hug.
In order to stop them from doing their technobabble thing, all you have to do is do this other technobabble thing. Ooh, champagne with Fontaine. That's a good one, Sean. Hang up.
I understand lots of things. I just don't remember all of them.
I think it's his office, Mr. I Love the Ants. Unless he has a big ass Federation flag in his quarters, like a nerd. Or a Nazi. She said a thing from another thing. You get that none of this is helpful to me at all, right? Fruit delivery. You see how I put on a little play? Made it more convincing.
And fun.
Your improv skills are amazing, Kira.
Liz, I would say maturity and also motive.
Yeah.
He wants what she is offering.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun. Not, not,
Whoops. My fruit.
excuse me.
Don't worry, I'm a cool boss.
Yeah, Caitlin, I like the disparity there.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wish she'd written her own speech, but it was good. It was good.
Well, apparently she's heard it a bunch of times.
Mr. I love the ants, I know, right? She's saying the thing the other guy said. Philip, I think this was mostly models. I could be wrong.
The ship was a model this big.
Oh, yeah. Pissed off Kira walk. Yeah. He's like one of those guys that drops acid and thinks that he's unlocked the secrets of the universe. Bum, bum,
Dun,
bum.
dun, dun.
Who knew? So, what'd you think of that one?
Yeah, Odo's, they didn't take Odo's weakness into account, which, is why there's a story there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think people in the chat brought it up too. I mean, they do a really good job of suggesting Odo's naivete when it comes to his own people, because
I
that's
was
something
thinking
he doesn't.
desperation.
Well, but he's easily manipulated because a big part of his character up to this point has been wanting to know about his people,
Yes.
wanting to know where he comes from, and now
And
he
even-
has this person who can give him answers, and he's kind of
Well, and
at her
also
mercy.
he's also been the only changeling, not just he's alone, but in the sense of he has abilities that nobody else has, which
Right.
gives him an overinflated sense of self-confidence. Like, I'll be fine. I'm
Yeah.
I can do all these things, and not realizing the danger that he's putting himself and by extension others and their movement in. Just because he thinks that he thinks he can handle it. Nobody, no. you're not that smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, not so much his, I mean, in that sense he's a naivete, but also his deep-seated yearning. I feel like they didn't, and some of it may also be the prosthetics. It's hard to show that wanting so badly, like nope, can't do it. And of course, the obvious response when he says, I promised Kira, and she says, "But you made a promise, Sal. It doesn't matter." And it's like, the point isn't who I made it to; it's that I made it. So it does have something to do with me, because I'm the one who made the damn promise. But that just, he's waiting for her to give him the excuse that he wants, because that's what he's looking for.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like I think you commented on it a minute ago. Someone in the chat pointed out like the two plots, and on the Cisco
Caitlin
Defiant side, things are going seem to be turning around and starting to go well, and on the Deep Space Nine side, it's all going tits up. Yeah, I like that. And also I like that we don't. I think it works really well dramatically because it's unexpected. You don't see any of the Defiant mission. Like they talk about, like, this is really important. They're going to go attack this array and the cluster. Blah. It says, oh, this is classic Star Trek shit. We're going to see this ship fly in and attack some shit, and it's going to be like exciting and suspenseful. Happens completely off screen. They come back at the end. Yay, we did it! Because it's all about Cisco and his feelings.
Exciting,
about
maybe. Suspenseful, probably not. You know what was suspenseful? Rom in that corridor, because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I cared about Rom.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Whereas with them, I don't care about the mission at all.
You know, it's a great example, and I know I bring this up a lot when we talk about storytelling, but that's why you have the scene where your characters make the plan. So you as the audience know what the plan is, so that inevitably when the plan goes wrong, you can follow it. Rom's in trouble, and now there's no plan. Now he doesn't know what to do. Now he's just running for it, because they didn't say, like, now remember, Rom, if you get caught, do this, this, and this. There was no plan. If Rom gets caught, he's screwed. So it's,
and that also, but that also
really
helps.
effective.
It helps, because if they say, if you get caught, do this, 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 and this, that telegraphs he's going to get caught. You know what's going to happen.
Well, he's going to get caught, but it's like a formula that always works, though.
Not necessarily. I mean, they could have found the fruit basket and have deduced from there, and then gone and confronted Kira about it. There are other ways it could have gone.
Rob could have just left the fruit basket in the tunnel like an idiot.
Well, I thought he dropped it.
I knew I forgot something.
He
did, but he did, but he got caught anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
so, you're the bottle cap. You're the piece of glass. So yeah, I liked this episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
I think because I realized, I'm like, yay, I want to see what happens to Rom, and I actually had some investment, which you would think I would have more.
It's about time. Like this is episode 4 of the season and of this sort of ongoing arc that they're starting it out with. And it's about time for some bad shit to start happening.
Yeah.
To the good guys that are still on the station. You know what I mean? Like they've been kind of building to it and showing the tensions and the kind of cracks forming. Now it's like, okay, Rom is in big trouble. Odo has seemingly been corrupted. Like it's time for shit to start getting serious and put the good guys in trouble. And this was a good way to do that.
All right. So I am fading. I am mostly faded, to be honest.
Okay.
I've held back the squeaks, but I'm mostly faded.
You have.
So don't forget, next week, same time, right here, we're watching Deep Space Nine again.
Yeah.
No Poirot for me for another 2 weeks. That's okay then.
Not yet, but then you get 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row of Poirot.
In a row of Poirot.
Yes.
And then also, next week it'll be season 6, episode 5.
Yes.
Which is what?
Favor the bold.
Ooh.
Yes.
Fortune favors the bold, dude.
Indeed.
And then,
totally.
But also, don't forget that this Friday on this channel, same time, different day, it's going to be Ask Away. So that is where patrons and members can send in questions to Steve. So if you are not a patron or member, there's a little button down here someplace that you can click to join the channel, or you can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives and support his work that way. And then you can tell Steve what to say. It's really cool. Yes. I have already sent in my question for this week. Da, da, da.
Yes, you have already told me what to say, and I will say exactly what you tell me to say. And Caitlin reminds us, don't forget charitylinks.page.
Yep. As well, at charitylinks.page has names and GoFundMe's and stuff like that for some of our friends and associates who could use some help. We also have some organizations in the description. So if you have the ability to financially support those are some things that we are in ideological agreement with. And yeah, other than that, see you hopefully Friday and then next week right here. Woo-hoo!
That's it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for watching along with us. We'll see you next week for one more Deep Space Nine.
Well.
Yes, and I will see you on Friday. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.